The moon hung low over the quiet suburban town of Larkspur Valley, a picturesque little community nestled just 40 miles from downtown Chicago. The streets were eerily silent at 3 a.m., save for the soft rustle of the wind pushing through the trees. A place where everyone knew everyone, and the worst crime most residents had encountered was a stolen bike or a petty break-in. That was until the night that would forever change the town's sense of safety. In the early hours of that fateful morning, a piercing scream echoed through the stillness. It came from the luxurious two-story home of the wealthy Aldridge family, a name synonymous with success in Larkspur Valley. Inside, a tragedy was unfolding, one that would baffle the authorities and leave the community in shock. Larkspur Valley's calm was shattered when police officers arrived at the scene. The sight before them was beyond their worst expectations. A young woman, Claire Aldridge, a well-known socialite and daughter of the family patriarch, was found dead in her bedroom, an apparent victim of foul play. The room was in disarray, the door locked from the inside, and Claire lay lifeless on the floor, a faint trace of blood pooling beneath her. Her final moments, a mystery that would unfold over the following weeks, were now the center of one of the most high-profile investigations in the state. This was just the beginning. Before we dive deeper into this chilling investigation, I just want to remind you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future uploads. We post true crime, suspense-filled stories every day, and each case is more shocking than the last. If you're new to the channel, be sure to catch up with our previous videos to immerse yourself fully in these gripping tales. Now, let's jump right back into the story. Larkspur Valley was not accustomed to violent crimes. The town had an impeccable reputation for being a safe haven, a place where neighbors greeted each other with a smile and children played in the streets without fear. The Aldridge family, however, was a fixture in this seemingly perfect community. With vast real estate holdings, Claire's father, Thomas Aldridge, had built an empire in the region. The family had wealth, prestige, and influence, which made the murder all the more shocking. Claire, 28 years old, had been the golden girl of Larkspur Valley. A former beauty queen, she was known for her charity work and impeccable social skills. But beneath the perfect surface, her life had been far from flawless. Those who knew her well whispered about her troubled marriage to Julian Hayes, a successful businessman with ties to some shady figures in the city. Her marriage, it seemed, was falling apart. In the weeks leading up to her death, Claire had become more reclusive. Her friends noted her strained demeanor, as though she was carrying the weight of an unbearable secret. But no one knew for sure what that secret was, until the investigation began. The 911 call came in at exactly 3:05 a.m., a frantic voice on the other end. "Please, come quickly. My sister is dead." The caller, Claire's younger brother, Michael Aldridge, was the first to discover the horrific scene. Michael had been staying with his sister for a few days after a minor accident, and when he knocked on her door the following morning, he received no answer. Growing concerned, he entered the room to find his sister lying in a pool of blood, her lifeless eyes staring at the ceiling. The room was locked from the inside. No sign of forced entry. No signs of a struggle outside of the mess in the bedroom. The police quickly determined that Claire had been killed with a blunt object, likely a heavy, decorative item from her own nightstand. However, the murder weapon was nowhere to be found. A quick sweep of the house revealed nothing unusual. The family's safe remained locked and undisturbed. The windows were secured, and the security cameras on the exterior of the house had been tampered with. Whoever did this knew exactly how to avoid detection. But there was one clue: Claire's phone, left charging on her nightstand. It was a small detail, but one that would prove crucial. Detective Sarah Bennett, a seasoned investigator with the Larkspur Valley Police Department, was assigned to the case. She had seen her fair share of crime in her career, but the brutality of this crime, combined with its high-profile nature, made her determined to find the truth. The first step was to speak with Claire's husband, Julian Hayes. He was a prime suspect from the start, given their troubled marriage. Julian had been seen out late the night before, and his alibi was shaky at best. When questioned, Julian admitted to having had an argument with Claire earlier that evening, but insisted that he was at a business dinner when she died. Yet, there was no evidence to support his claim. Julian's demeanor was cold and unfeeling during the interrogation. He answered all questions with calm precision, but his responses lacked the emotional depth one would expect from someone who had just lost a loved one. Detective Bennett felt something was off but had no concrete evidence to place him at the scene. Next, the detective turned her attention to the victim's brother, Michael Aldridge. Michael had appeared devastated when he discovered his sister's body, but upon further questioning, his story began to unravel. Michael claimed that he had gone to bed around midnight and had not heard anything unusual through the walls of the house. However, neighbors reported hearing raised voices and a loud bang coming from the Aldridge home just before 3 a.m. The investigation seemed to lead in multiple directions. Julian and Michael were not the only people with possible motives. As the investigation progressed, Detective Bennett uncovered a series of red herrings. A check of Claire's financial records revealed that she had been heavily in debt, her lavish lifestyle supported by her family's fortune, but she had been quietly selling off assets. Claire had also been secretly meeting with an anonymous lawyer, though no one knew who had been representing her. Was it possible that she was involved in something illegal? And then there was a mysterious phone call that Claire had received the night before her death. A voice message left on her phone revealed a male voice, promising her that everything would be taken care of. Who was this man, and what had he meant by that cryptic message? Despite all the leads, Detective Bennett struggled to piece them together. It was as if someone was deliberately covering their tracks, hiding the truth behind a well-crafted facade. The breakthrough came when Claire's phone was unlocked by a forensic expert. Inside her messages, there was a disturbing pattern of communication with a man named Travis Cole, a known associate of Julian Hayes. Travis had been spotted near the Aldridge home in the days leading up to Claire's death. However, when Bennett went to question Travis, she found that he had vanished. Through tracking Travis' movements via security footage, the detective discovered that he had visited the Aldridge home on the night of Claire's murder. But why? Was he a hired killer, or was there something deeper at play? The investigation took a dramatic turn when it was revealed that Travis had been having an affair with Claire, and that she had planned to leave Julian for him. The night of the murder, Claire had confronted Julian about her plans to divorce him and marry Travis. In a fit of rage, Julian attacked his wife, but Travis had arrived just in time to stop the murder. Fearing for his life, Travis had helped Julian cover up the crime, leaving the scene with only a few bruises to show for it. As the trial began, the courtroom was packed with reporters and Larkspur Valley residents eager to see justice served. Claire's family was present, and tensions ran high as Julian Hayes was finally charged with first-degree murder. Travis Cole, however, was not immediately arrested. His role in the crime was still under investigation. The defense argued that Julian had acted in a moment of rage, not premeditation. The prosecution countered that Julian had orchestrated the entire thing, knowing that Travis would help him cover his tracks. As the case unfolded, new evidence came to light. Phone records, security footage, and the testimony of a key witness who had seen Julian leaving the Aldridge home that night. After weeks of intense deliberation, the jury found Julian Hayes guilty of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Travis, however, was not charged with any crime, despite his involvement in the cover-up. Some believe he had struck a deal with the prosecution, while others argue that his role was not significant enough to warrant criminal charges. Though the case appeared to be resolved, many questions remained unanswered. Why had Travis agreed to cover up the murder? Did he truly love Claire, or was he just using her to get closer to her wealth? What was the true motive behind the crime? Money, jealousy, or something more sinister? And what of Claire's secret life? Was there more to her debt and her relationship with her family than anyone knew? The case of Claire Aldridge's murder shook Larkspur Valley to its core. While justice had been served with Julian Hayes' conviction, the town was left with lingering doubts and unanswered questions. The story of betrayal, murder, and deception had left a dark mark on a once peaceful community. As the investigation concluded, Detective Bennett reflected on the case. She couldn't help but wonder, did the full truth ever come to light? And how many more secrets did the Aldridge family still hide? What do you think? Was justice truly served? Or is there more to the story than we'll ever know? Do you think Travis Cole got away with murder, or was he just a pawn in a dangerous game? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Crimes Exposed, and share this video with your friends for more gripping true crime stories. Stay tuned for more mysteries, investigations, and secrets revealed. You don't want to miss what's coming next.